There's a fire burn the fire brigade. So tonight we are losing this fight.
Welcome to TBone Capone's Prime Cuts, where you get the best of both worlds, sports and geek talk, with your host that has a face made for radio, TBone Capone.
Now, is all that necessary? No. Hey, I'm T-Bone. This is the HQ, and we have an NFL Draft Special Edition of TBone Capone's Prime Cuts. Today's episode has been brought to you by Bull City Street Foods, the best damn street food out of a truck you're ever going to get out of Durham, North Carolina, run by my mentor when I was in the Air Force, Harry Mons, a great man. Also, the top bananas. Let's get into Prime Cuts. Swing and miss of the week. Now, look, I didn't do predictions last week. I think you noticed that I did a Prime Cuts episode, and it was a tribute episode to 3 people that died, famous people. But I guess if anything, my swing and miss is this. We celebrate celebrities like that. Prince, China, Pearl Washington. But what we need to remember, too, is, especially in the United States, and I know other countries have that as well. I know Great Britain, you guys do, you're our biggest allies, but we have people that die each and every day in the military. And it's something that we need to keep in mind. If there was any swing and miss I had, it was failing to mention that and to bring in the light that as well. Because I have brothers in arms I no longer serve with, but they're still sacrificing it on a daily basis for me and for my freedom so I can do these videos for you. So that would be my swing and miss of the week.
Come on, T-Bone. Drop some sports knowledge on us.
A little bit of sports talk right now. So before I did the tribute video, the one thing I did was made predictions the week prior, and I actually had a great week. I went 6-0-3 that week, which was amazing. My overall record of 52, 35, and 16. Great numbers. Remember, they rebounded. I had a rough start to the year. We're moving forward. We're doing really well. All right, before I get into the picks for soccer this week, the biggest thing you need to know is about the NFL Draft. Boom. This is my Icky Woods jersey, and I'm hoping the Bengals do well. They don't draft till later on in the first round, but certain things you need to notice and certain things that I want you to be aware of, especially because I have a lot of foreign fans, a lot of foreign Capones. The one thing I want you guys to know is that the NFL Draft in the United States is a staple. It's a big celebration. And it used to only start on a Saturday, right? A big deal on a Saturday during a weekend or whatever. Now they started on Thursday. There's pageantry involved. It's a big, big deal. If you've ever seen the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner, if you've never seen it, watch it. Without a doubt, you will want to watch this movie because it will give you the insight, the excitement of what it feels like to be in a war room on draft day. We have drafts in a lot of sports. The NBA has a draft, and it gets pretty decent exposure. Not too bad. Major League Baseball, very little exposure because it's not that exciting. Who knows what those prospects are going to actually do. But in the NFL, it's hit or miss for your team. It's your lifeline or your throat cut. That's the bottom line when it comes to an NFL draft. Let me tell you something. If you've seen that movie Draft Day, understand this. It was built and centered around the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns pulled their own draft day move. It was amazing. First, they got Hugh Jackson from my team, the Bengals, our offensive coordinator. They went and signed him. Okay? And then what did they do? They had a draft. They had the second pick in this year's draft. The second overall pick. Now, there's 2 quarterbacks that people are saying could be decent quarterbacks. But again, you never know when it comes to quarterbacks. Ryan Leaf is a perfect example. So they took that second pick and they traded it for the 8th pick. Also, they went ahead and got rid of their 2017 4th round pick. Not a big deal, right? But what they got in return, besides getting that 8th pick, they got a 2016, a 3rd, and a 4th round pick. The number 77 and number 100 overall picks. Also, a 2017 1st round pick and a 2018 2nd round pick. Those are huge picks. Huge. Absolutely huge. They pulled a draft day move, and it's crazy because, in my opinion, the Browns, if they're able to land Ezekiel Elliott, who's the best running back in the draft, which is a running back they've been wanting. That's why they drafted Trent Richardson, and he failed. They get this running back at 8, they have absolutely pulled that move off. Just like the movie, man. It's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. And if you say the draft doesn't matter, when it comes to my team, the Bengals, they've been in the playoffs quite a few years. It was through the draft. Yeah, they signed a couple of key free agents here and there, but Eifert, A.J. Green, Andy Dalton, those are all through the draft. Gio Bernard, a ton of people through the draft. They made great selections. That's the one thing you cannot say about the Bengals is that they screwed up the draft the past, say, 5 years. They've done amazing with the draft. And it's that important in order to get your organization to that next step. Let's go in to our picks this week. In the BPL, I'm going to ask you to take Everton over Bournemouth. I love Roberto Martinez. He did some coverage for the World Cup, and he was so fun to listen to, and he was so knowledgeable, and he's very charismatic, in my opinion. Like, I would play for the guy. But it looks like his team's not. So this is going to be the defining moment right here. If they can't beat Bournemouth at home, he's gone. Mark my words, he is gone. If he's not gone already, okay? Sorry, Evertonians. I like Roberto, and sometimes you just need a change. If you lose the team, they're not hitting on the cylinders they should because they have too much talent to be playing like they do. I'm going to tell you, take Manchester United. Glory, glory, Man United. That's right, Man United. I'm going to tell you to take them over Leicester City. Here's the thing. Leicester's going to be coming down a little bit. First of all, they don't have the crowd there with all the clanky clanks, right? I think you've seen the atmosphere there. Have been absolutely amazing. But they're at Old Trafford, baby. And we have something to play for. We're trying to get into that top 4. I don't care what you say. I have not been happy with Louis van Gaal at all. Until one point. When he did that flop to the referees, it seemed like it fired him up. And it seemed like it fired the rest of the team up. Believe it or not. They've changed their style of play a little bit since then. A little bit less back passing. A little bit more attacking. Which is Manchester United football. I'm just saying, I think Vardy being gone helps our defense, which is suspect at times. It's Old Trafford. We're going to make some magic happen. All right, and then I'm going to tell you for my lock it up pick of the week, take Liverpool over Swansea. Now, DFL, I'm going to tell you to take Schalke over Hanover, Leverkusen over Hertha Berlin, and for my lock it up pick of the week, take Dortmund over a Wolfsburg team that I feel like ever since Real took it to them, I don't see them being this. I feel like they're going to have that hangover for the rest of the season. That's just my, again, one man's opinion. All right, MLS time. 2 teams that absolutely disappoint. I'm going to tell you to go for the road team on this one, okay? Seattle and Columbus, both teams that were deep into the playoffs last year. Either one could have won the MLS Cup with the talent that they had. Seattle's off to a 2-1-4 start, and Columbus is off to a 2-2-3 start. And even though they have a nice 21-year-old striker in John Morris, who has, believe it or not, it's deceptive pace. I was surprised. I looked at him in warm-ups like, this guy just looks clunky. He's just got a weird way about him. He's actually deceptively quick, which surprised me, and very strong. But I'm going to tell you to go ahead and take Columbus over Seattle. I think they're going to be without Evans because of the red card situation. On top of that, I'm not sure if Dempsey's back. It's tough. That's just too much to overcome. Take Real Salt Lake over Houston at home. And take Sporting KC over the LA Galaxy as my lock it up pick of the week. Now don't forget, if you get a chance, watch the NFL draft. It's going to be live tonight. I know a lot of you guys overseas are going to be sleeping, but maybe you want to TiVo that shit because it should be fun to watch. And that's sports talk for this week.
What the fuck?
WTF this week. Very sensitive material. Sensitive if you're a man. So, look, you've all heard of the Black Widow, at least here in the States we have. Well, in Australia, they have a relative called the poisonous redback spider. Anyway, this young man, 21-year-old man, I think he was at a construction site. Yeah, construction worker. Sat on a toilet, trying to do his business. Got bit in the dick. Not going to lie to you, got bit in the dick. Now, the ambulance showed up, but he somehow managed to get himself to the hospital quick, and he is recovering just fine. However, it's no joking matter because a 22-year-old man died from complications from a redback bite earlier this month. So, no joke, man. And especially my friends in Australia, Queenie, you know who I'm talking about? Make sure you're checking those toilet lids, my friends. Don't want your dick gone. That's my what the fuck of the week. Alright, Capones, for Geek Time this week, I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of preview of Gears of War for the beta. Now, I downloaded the beta. It's absolutely free. You guys go to Xbox Live right now, download it, check it out. It's a pretty decent game, and I'm looking at the footage right here, and I'll kind of go over it with you a little bit, but basically I just wanted to give you just tidbits of what's going on. Now, it's just multiplayer only. One of my favorite aspects of Gears of War is the campaign, and I played the very first Gears of War, and that's the first game that, first of all, I got big into multiplayer, and second of all, I unlocked every achievement, including the Seriously achievement, which was rated one of the top hardest achievements of all time because you didn't have respawns, and it was only 4v4. So it took forever to get 10,000 total kills. It's crazy that way. I'm just going to let you look. There's some aspects to it I like. There's some aspects to it I don't like. There's new players new outfits and all that. As a new character here, you get to beforehand switch off where you want your weapons. So if you want your shotgun and your other, on your because your D-pad kind of controls it all. So if you want your shotgun or whatever going to the left, you can do that. It doesn't really matter to me. I like to have, for whatever reason, I like to have my Lancer on the left and my Shotty, my Nasher on the right. See, I'm rusty as hell trying to use that Lancer. These guys have the shotgun down. The shotgun kills in this game, man. I don't know how they're able to do it like they do it. It wasn't like that in Gears of War 1, but the more it progressed, the more the Shotty became that main weapon of choice. I personally like the Lancer, but then again, I like to saw people in half. But again, look at the video, look at the clip. Notice at the very end how the guy gets sawed in half, okay, to end the match. Now, what I liked about it before was, in Gears of War 1 anyway, and again, we're looking at it from a third-person perspective, but in the first-person perspective, you saw a guy in half, your screen actually goes a brighter red than that kind of mud-looking blood that they're showing half again, but, you know, there's always next game. Again, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and let me know about your Gears of War experiences also in the comments down below. I hope you enjoy the rest of the clip. I'm not gonna lie, this part I don't condone. Dry humping and snapping of one's neck, never a good idea. Alright, Capones, there you have it, another edition of TBone Capone's Prime Cuts. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed that Gears of War footage. I worked really hard on this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And also, if you could, pretty please, throw in a big like. And if you want as well, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, T-Bone out.